Oi, 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 YouTube, what is up, everybody? Today we got some weird news, and I don't even know if this video is gonna do well, but I think it's important for you to know that BloodLust is being removed from Dead by Daylight. Let's take a quick look here. First, quickly, let's start at BloodLust. For those of you that don't actually know what it does, BloodLust has 3 tiers and is a passive ability that every killer has. Tier 1 activates at 15 seconds of a chase, Tier 2 activates at 30 seconds, and Tier 3 activates at 45 seconds. Now, at Tier 1, you'll get a 0.2 meters per second movement speed buff. At Tier 2, you'll get a 0.4 meters per second movement speed buff, and at Tier 3 you will get a 0.6 meters per second movement speed buff. Now, you will lose your bloodlust if you hit a survivor or break a pallet. So if you chase them for 15 seconds, you get 5% movement speed buff. You're running up on them, you hit them, you'll lose your bloodlust. All right. If somebody drops a pallet, you stop to break the pallet, you will lose your bloodlust there as well. Bloodlust also will be removed if a killer uses their power or survivors start walking. BloodLust is actually getting removed from the game for the duration of this weekend on the live servers. So that means if you're on PC or console this weekend and you play killer, you will not experience any of what I just described as the BloodLust effect. And they're disabling it to see if it's a good mechanic, if it's a mechanic that is appropriate, if it matters anymore, as Dead by Daylight has changed quite a bit. It starts tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern time and ends on the 23rd at the same time. It'll be re-enabled, all right? So, references to BloodLust will still appear in the game. Beast of Prey will not activate as a result, etc. So, there are things to be aware of there, but I actually don't mind if BloodLust goes away. And let me describe why. I'm a killer main in Dead by Daylight. I play a lot of killer. I think BloodLust is a fairly useless mechanic. At this point in the life of Dead by Daylight, I use my killer ability as Pyramid Head. I am placing traps as Trapper and running people into those traps methodically. I'm blinking as Nurse. I'm, as Ghostface. Usually, I'm going to break a pallet or be hitting somebody within 30 seconds of every chase. So I don't think that BloodLust is necessary. I don't even think that it benefits killers, because it teaches killers to just run around a pallet until you get the zoomies, and then you'll catch up and smack them. And I think that it actually ends up, if you are going for BloodLust Tier 2 or something like that, you end up wasting way more time, all right? At the end of the day, I think it's your priority and your objective as a killer to break a few pallets, right, while in a chase. And then if that chase has gone on for 25, 30 seconds and you haven't even got a hit yet, you should leave that chase. If you're chasing one survivor for 45 seconds to get BloodLust 3, you haven't used your power, you haven't broken a pallet, that is so much time for survivors to have gotten generators done, and killers should play way smarter than that to begin with. I will say I get BloodLust Tier 1 oftentimes in a chase when a survivor uses like Sprint Burst or something of that nature, and you just have to literally run for 8 or 9 seconds before even getting to a loop. That does happen, but I never close the gap or down a survivor because of BloodLust. I never actually go and destroy this survivor because I took advantage of BloodLust. I don't know that it's a necessary mechanic, and I'll be playing a lot this weekend to actually see if BloodLust is important or not, if it matters a ton or not, and if it's affecting my gameplay. And I would be willing to bet the odds are that it doesn't. But what do you guys think? Do you think BloodLust is something that needs to be removed? I don't think it's going to matter one way or another. And if you're a killer that's upset about this, there may be some mechanical issues with the way that you play. There may be some things you can clean up. There may be ways for you to get better at the game. And there is a video here on how to know when to leave your chases. We're going to keep that up on the screen. You guys go check that out. Do 3 things for me. Get some water, get some sunshine, unclench your jaw, and I'll pray to the entity to see you in the next video.